Welcome back, friends. In this video, we're going to continue the process. So let's take a look at our data. We don't have any duplicate records left. That's a good thing. That means we're saving space, practical need, okay? We don't have two company names in the brand field as another example. That's good. Now remember, we set the primary key to be the part in the brand. So it is what we might call a composite primary key. It's made from two different fields, and we can identify now each record uniquely. Right, tire company X is one combination, tire company Y is a different combination. They're different. Wipers company X is one combination, wipers company Y is a different combination. So the primary keys, they're composite, made from two columns, but they're unique. So at the next stage over here, take a look. Look at the price item carefully. I think in the other video, and the one right before this one, I had a value of 25 here. I've changed it to 20 just to drive home a certain point. So feel free to do that also. When I look at the price and I go down here, the next item is 100. And then I go down, and when I switch the item from tire to wipers, as you can see, the price goes from 100 to 20. And then I go down the wipers and it's again 20. So this is a bit subtle here, but look very carefully at these records. I'm going to highlight them. Look at this block of records that is. You see that the price here clearly depends on the part being bought. Okay? But it doesn't depend on the company because the price, as you can see, is 100 whether you are using company X or company Y. It doesn't make any difference, you see? In terms of your wallet, and you go to a store and you buy a tire, you cannot tell the difference in terms of the amount of money you're spending, whether you're getting it from company X or company Y. But then clearly, if you just get a wiper instead of a tire, then you immediately feel the difference because now you're paying 20 instead of 100, you see? And the same thing down below. So when you look at this information, this price item over here changes based on the part. Look very carefully, right? For both companies, tires are 100. Then when I switch to a different part, meaning wipers, the price is different now. It's 20. Because that is so, we have to continue the process. Okay, so this is what I mean. Take a look here. The next stage, we're going to do this. We'll type select part, comma, brand, into part brand. We're making a new table called part brand. Maybe let's do it this way, part brand. Okay, from parts unique. All right, so hit execute. Let's take a look at what is inside this table. So remember, select star from part brand. That's the only thing it stores here, the part and the brand. Hit execute. And when you look at this, well, ask yourself, is this in the right form? Well, you've got the part item, you've got the brand item. Each record is unique, tire company X, tire company Y. Wipers company X, wipers company Y. Each record is unique. Each column stores only a single piece of information. And the second aspect now is to also add a primary key to it. It doesn't have one when you just copy it. So take a look. On the left side here, right click on tables and refresh. And then go down to parts brand. Right click on it and go to design mode. And just make the part and the brand a composite key again. Right click and then make that the primary key. All right, make sure you save it and close it. So now we have a primary key set on this new table called part brand. And that is good. The next stage here, let's continue the process. I'm going to say the following. Select part, comma, price, comma, tax into part, price, and tax from parts unique. You don't have to capitalize the way I do. I just do that so everything is easier to read for me. All right, run that, execute that, and let's look inside it. So select star from, and let's look inside it. So select star from, and then let's type next part price tax, and let's see what's inside this table that we've made. And all we have in this table, as you can see, is the price, the part, and the tax. When you look here, perhaps it's obvious that the price changes when you switch the type of item, correct? And now also notice that we have, for example, repeating information. So now when you look at this, make some observations again. First of all, do we have repeating records? We do. I'm going to do this. It's our data. We can do whatever you want. I'm going to switch that 4 over to a 5 just to drive home the point. You may want to pause the video and ask yourself, why would I do that? Well, the reason is because I want to have more repeating records to drive home the point. So I'm going to do that now. Remember, this is called here part price tax. I know this lesson is hard, believe me. I've known this for a while, but let's refresh it. Let's go to part price tax. All right, so let's right click and then edit top 200 rows and replace that so that it says 5. That's our data. We can do whatever you want. All right, click that off for a second. And let's run this again. And notice that we have wipers and 20 and then 5 and wipers 20 and 5. So I wanted to do that just because I want to have more repeating records. Take a look. The problem right now is that you have repeating records. So clearly this table is wasting space, correct? You've got tire twice and wipers twice. You're wasting space. So you don't want to leave it in this form. Remember, one of the basic requirements is you don't want repeating records because they waste space and slow things down. So here I'm going to say the following. I'm going to take this and type select distinct, like that, star into part price tax unique from part price tax. That's one word, of course. Okay, let's give this a run here. Hit execute, and now let's see what's inside. So select star from part price tax unique. Hit execute. And when I look at this, this is what I want. I see I have a record that stores the tire, the price, and the tax on it. And then I have the wipers with the price and the tax on that, you see? So that's good. The records are unique. I don't have any repeating information. The columns are atomic. And perhaps the only thing missing from this one, obviously, would be, what do you think? All right, so as you can imagine, we would then need a primary key on this new one, correct? On the left side, right click and just refresh everything and go into tables and now go into part price tax unique. So let me find that and then go over to design mode and you can identify by the part. Remember, the parts are unique now, so you need to set the primary key on it. Right click and set primary key on the part. Simple. Save it. Close that off, and that's it. Remember, the parts are unique here. You can use the part to identify the record. That's it. You don't need anything else. You have only tire and wiper. They're very different. All right, friends. I'm going to leave it here. In the next video, we'll finish this up. And there's still one more problem, yes. And the reason is that the tax really should reflect a calculation that you do. When you go to a store and you buy an item, think about it. They compute it based on the purchasing price of your item, correct? So the tax, when you think about it clearly, in this context here, depends on the price. But the next form says that it should depend only on the primary key. So right now, one more time, the tax depends on the price. So we need to separate things further so that the things depend only on the primary key. If you go back to our part brand table for a second, let's take a look at it. So I'm going to say select all from part brand. It looks like this. So that's good. Nothing else to be done here. In part price tax unique, we need to separate further because again, the tax depends on the price and not only on the part. So I'm going to fix that next.